Why you might be avoiding people more as you age, and why that's okay. Did you know that avoiding people as you grow older is far more common than most people think? Pause, gentle tone. If lately you found yourself pulling back from social circles, craving more alone time, or simply feeling more at peace in your own company, you're not alone. Pause, step forward slightly. In fact, this is something many people over 60 experience. And let me say this clearly. Look at audience, sincere tone. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It actually makes perfect sense. Pause, nod. This message is for anyone who's been quietly wondering. Soft, reflective tone. Why don't I enjoy social interaction the way I used to? Maybe you've stopped picking up the phone. Maybe gatherings feel tiring. Maybe even small talk with neighbors leaves you feeling empty. Pause. Whatever the case, you shouldn't feel guilty or pressured. These shifts are deeply human. Slow down. And when we understand them, we don't just find peace with where we are. We start to strengthen the connections that truly matter. Pause, emphasis on strengthen. So today, I want to share 6 powerful, often overlooked reasons why so many older adults start avoiding people more as they age. And by the end of this, you may just feel proud of who you've become. Smile gently. Let's begin. Short pause. Reason number 1, conversations feel less meaningful. One of the first quiet shifts many notice is that conversations don't satisfy the way they once did. Pause. Why? Because with age comes clarity about what truly matters. Surface-level talk starts to feel hollow. Pause, look around. It's not about being rude or antisocial. It's about craving something deeper. Soft but firm tone. In our younger years, we tolerated small talk, just to be polite. Talk about the weather, the latest show, a neighborhood rumor, all just to keep the conversation going. But now? Tilt head, raise eyebrow. It feels like noise. Pause. We've lived through love, loss, growth, and heartache. And we want conversations that mean something. Let me tell you about Richard, 74 years old. He used to meet his old buddies at the diner every Friday. But after a while, it was the same loop. Politics. Jokes. Stories he'd already heard. No one ever asked how I was really doing, he told me. Pause. So, he stopped going. Not out of anger. But because he wanted his remaining time spent on real connection, not repetition. Step forward slightly, sincere tone. You see, when the depth inside you outgrows the words around you, it's natural to feel disconnected. Pause. And it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to honor. Nod. Reason number 2, a greater need for emotional safety. As we grow older, peace of mind becomes more valuable than excitement. Pause. We've seen too much to tolerate emotional discomfort. In our younger years, we let things slide. We ignored rude comments. We smiled through betrayals. We tolerated gossip. Why? To keep the peace. Pause, shake head gently. But now, we know better. Firm tone. We see clearly, not every relationship is safe. Not every person deserves access to our vulnerability. Let me tell you about Harold, 72. He used to hang out with his old bowling buddies. But lately, their jokes got meaner, their words more dismissive. Every time he left, he felt worse, not better. Pause, softer tone. So he stopped going. He started volunteering at a local animal shelter instead. Where he found kindness. And quiet. And emotional safety. Smile gently. This is what emotional safety looks like. Being with people who see you, who respect you, who don't make you feel judged or drained. Pause. That's not selfish. That's wisdom. And it's okay to walk away from what no longer feels emotionally safe. Reason number 3, shift in priorities and energy. As we get older, something shifts. Pause. Not just in our bodies, but in how we spend our time. You begin to ask. Look around slowly. Is this worth my energy? Does this bring me peace? You no longer say yes to everything. You don't force conversation. And that's not laziness. That's clarity. Pause. Linda, for example, she used to be the life of every party. Always calling, always hosting. But then, she started feeling exhausted. The visits felt repetitive. The conversations, shallow. And no one ever really asked how she was doing. So she stepped back. Pause. Now, she spends her mornings tending her garden, writing, and chatting with just a few people who truly listen. Smile. And she says, she's never felt more fulfilled. Soft tone. That's the beauty of growing older. You stop living to impress. You start living with intention. Reason number 4, accumulated emotional disappointment. It's not always one big heartbreak that pushes us away. Sometimes, it's the slow drip of disappointment over time. Pause. The friend who only calls when they need something. The conversations that feel one-sided. The silence during your hardest moments. As we age, we remember who showed up, and who didn't. And slowly, we start stepping back. Not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Pause. George, 75, was that person who always showed up for others. But when his wife passed, the phone went silent. And that changed something in him. Now, he's kind. He's polite. But he no longer chases people who don't show up back. That's not bitterness. That's wisdom. Pause. It's the decision to protect your energy and your heart. Reason number 5, physical discomfort in social settings. Here's something people rarely talk about. Pause, softer tone. Social settings can become physically uncomfortable with age. Loud noise. Hard chairs. Bright lights. Too much standing. Too much sitting. These things wear on us. Marie, 79, loved her weekly bridge game. But the chairs hurt her hips. The laughter became too loud. She didn't complain. She just said, maybe next time. And eventually, the invitations stopped. But instead of guilt, she felt relief. Pause. She realized. Her body was speaking to her. And she finally listened. Choosing not to attend something because of physical discomfort doesn't make you antisocial. It means you're honoring what your body needs. And that is a powerful act of self-care. Nod slowly. Reason number 6, a desire for emotional simplicity. As we age, our emotional world simplifies. Pause, soft tone. We stop feeling the need to maintain dozens of friendships. We lose interest in petty drama, unspoken competition, or superficial bonds. We crave stillness. Henry, 81, realized this when his weekly poker night turned into gossip and tension. He stopped going. Now, he plays chess with his granddaughter. Sits by the lake. Feeds the ducks. That quiet shift gave him back something he didn't even know he'd lost. Emotional stillness. And let me tell you, that stillness? It's worth everything. Pause, warm tone. This isn't withdrawal. This is refinement. You're not avoiding people. You're choosing peace. You're choosing authenticity. And if that means fewer people in your life, so be it. Pause, look at audience. Final thoughts. As we grow older, we develop a quiet strength. Pause. The kind that doesn't need to prove anything anymore. The kind that chooses peace over performance. If you've found yourself turning away from the noise, craving solitude more than socializing, choosing authenticity over obligation, you're not losing your spark. You're finding your center. Pause. Letting go of what no longer serves you. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's freedom. Step forward, speak from the heart. And if someone asks you why you're not as social as you once were, just smile. Because you know the truth. You're not retreating. You're evolving. Pause, look across the room. Thank you for being here with me today. If something I shared resonated with you, I'd love to hear it. Leave a comment below. Tell us what spoke to you, and how you're honoring your own shift toward peace. And if you found this message helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and uplift. Until next time. Soft smile, slow fade. Take care of your heart. Protect your peace. And always choose yourself.